Luke, you know, he's so quiet and so like subtle demeanor, you know, but he's like really, really good fabricator and really, really open to like input and suggestions, and he wants it, you know, he wants to do the best job possible, and like, you know, he's gonna be one of the best, I feel, one day. I love Magic, man. He's like such a like bright, shining, like he just like wants to learn everything, and the fact that he made that little flat fender piece on his own to practice, you know, it's like he's thinking and he's reading and he's looking at everything, and like Magic's getting there. He's really good. He's getting broad, you know, and he's not just fabrication, you know, he's like motors and trans and doing blacksmith work, and he just kind of wants to try it all. I think I need to spend way more time with him and, you know, try to teach him and give him everything I have, you know.
Almost looks right on already.
You can tell I've done that before, how I nailed the gap and radius, like just by eyeballing it, by how much, what affects that is by how much I step it and pull it down as I step it, because I'm like basically making it an octagon shape, because I go deep and bink and then pull it out at half a stroke, then more, half a stroke more, half a stroke more. So that octagon shape is what determines this radius. We'll come in tomorrow and we'll bead that, or maybe we'll do it out the house where it's cooler. Okay. We'll bead it and then do the wire edge, and then should be good to go. I was driving my 71 440 Cuda. Now that I'm here in Texas with all these country roads, man, it's better to have a big block Mopar with the 5-speed. Wow. People want to apprentice. Well, I get like written letters, emails, Facebook, MySpace, Twitter, every possible way that people can get to me and want to like come and have me teach them stuff. You know, the only way to see the real value in my skills is to give them away. I get to work and like realize what I know how to do and show people. I want to see this trade thrive and go back to the 40s where, you know, craftsmanship and pride and hand making something had a value, you know, and I think it's all about this. It's your hands and using your hands and giving yourself a sense of self-pride. It feels good to do it as fast as I do it, you know, and like it gives me an opportunity to like realize, I guess, how skilled I am and how lucky I am to have the skills I have. I'm not the greatest metal worker in the world because I'm still learning, and I'll keep learning and keep trying new things till the day I die, and so hopefully I can keep passing that on.
Just wondering, but you think you could do that on a piece that's connected? Like if this was just one fender? Just like
well, we wouldn't be able to get it in the machine because it wouldn't feed through here, so that's why it's good to cut it. It's cutting in half gives you good like opportunity to like detail stuff, you know? I did that mostly just to clean it, so to clean that edge before we weld it. You know where you get the stuff to like hold chemicals, right? Beauty supply store. Yeah. Because women put all kinds of crazy in their hair. That's the only thing that'll hold up to like acetone and lacquer thinner. Yeah, just make sure clean and make sure you take that when they kiln this stuff, you know, when it has like a finish on it that doesn't like to weld through, so you got to make sure you take like coarse Scotch-Brite and go through that, get that finish off of it.
Is there a reason why you would TIG welding as opposed to other kind of welding?
Well, it's pretty much the standard deal. You know, we could gas weld it, but something like this that isn't super hypercritical of leaking, and we don't have to do any shaping. You know, gas welding's good if you have to do some shaping after the fact and it has to stay malleable. This can be stiff and strong as we want it, and this. I was seeing how close it comes to the chain, if we need to jog that in a little bit. I think we do. The only problem with this, the only thing that bums me out about that whole type of shrinker method is just the surface kills it, you know? Because there's no really way to get that stuff out of there. You could planish it, but it's still gonna leave grooves. And there's no real way to get that out of there except for sanding it, you know, which removing material, which is, it's okay. Yeah, that, except for that very edge, that stuff knocks that right out. Except for that extreme, you know, edge, but we're gonna roll most of that away. You guys just wanna remember too, you know, the only way to get something smooth is to use flat surfaces, you know that, right? Like start off with a file. You know, a file will find all your high and low spots. That's pretty straight, other than the surface disruption where it sanded it, you know, where it grabbed it and pulled it in on itself. Pretty straight. You can fill that stuff a little bit. We could file it and get it all out, but I think for that bike, that's presentable, you know? And the more we file it, the thinner the material gets, you know? I actually kind of like seeing that.
Tiger stripes.
Yeah, because then then you could tell how, oh, I could look right at it and know how someone made it. Just like that, you know, where you only see the, you know, where you have a consistent amount of, you know, sand scratches and you're not seeing any of the low spots. You know, I'd stay away from that. You know, you can kiss that lower edge just to dress it, but that's gonna get folded anyway. And sometimes that's what metalwork's about, is like showing some restraint. I mean, you could push so hard and do so much and keep doing these steps and stuff, but sometimes it's like, you gotta realize when enough's enough, you know, when it's done. Use the table so you're digging into the metal and not, because that thing, if this thing's moving, this thing isn't doing, this needs to be locked down, so that's like working it.
A lot of what inspired me is videos like this. It was like Monster Garage and all those. I was like, I just watched so many of those shows and so many videos as much as possible. I would just go out and like put my own spin on it and try to like learn as much as I could, like actually like doing it instead of watching the things. You just get the ideas from watching them, learn other people's processes, but it's just something inside you that really like makes you really want to do it.
You want me to show you how to get those low spots out?
Well, all dark spots where the sander doesn't hit are basically all low spots. It's kind of like if you Bondo a car, they use different color primer and different color Bondo. So when you sand through, the different colors show you where all the low spots are at. So this, you just see a darker piece of the metal basically. When I lived in California, that was kind of almost one of my dreams. It was like, oh, what if I could get good enough to work at West Coast Choppers or like learn something from him, you know? So it's actually like these videos actually mean a lot to me. It's kind of like, it's pretty much a dream come true. It's like the things I used to watch that like basically inspired me, like now I'm doing, and it's still inspiring me like even more, and hopefully it helps other people go through the same thing.
This is a bullseye pick. So if you have a low spot on metal, you'll put it in this little half circle in the center, and you just pull on it from the bottom side. It'll hit right underneath where your bullseye is. You know, get in there and really dress the metal, you know, put some muscle behind it. Good, it looks good. So doesn't it, like, once you put a finish on something, doesn't it changes your whole perspective on it, you know? So that's where we're gonna end up. We'll scribe the inside of it, but you guys can see. So that's where we're gonna end up. So what we have to do is, we're just gonna go straight along the edge. So what we have to do is turn this edge in so it so we end up right where we wanna be. And this is gonna disappear. So this is all you're gonna see. So your rolled edge should complete that radius to that.